My name's Adriana, my husband Raul is behind the camera, and we're missionaries living and serving in Nicaragua with Resonate Global Mission. Normally we would love to get together with you one-on-one, in small groups, or at your churches to talk about ministry and life in Central America. But because of COVID and travel restrictions, that's not possible right now. So we thought we'd make these small videos about different topics to chat with you about what's going on. So welcome to our home. Come to the table, have some fellowship, and this is TableTalk. Hi again from Nicaragua. We just got back 3 weeks ago from the United States, well, from Costa Rica via the United States. And we moved into a new house, so we're getting settled in. We really like our new place. We had a really great trip in the United States. We were able to get medical treatment, spend time with family, work on some different things. And it's always something that's comical when we go back is culture shock. Now you might think that because I'm from the United States, I don't experience culture shock, but after living in Nicaragua for so many years, there's a lot of things that are not the same anymore. And that's definitely the case for Raul also. Even when we come back to Nicaragua, there are things that we have to get used to. So I thought today we'd talk a little bit about compare and contrast between the United States and Nicaragua. One of the big differences that we notice right away is self-serve gas. In Nicaragua, you just pull up to the pump and somebody's there to pump your gas and take your credit card. You don't even have to get out. You just lower a window and unlock the gas door. Well, in the United States, if we just sit in the car, nothing will happen. So we have to remember to get out, slide the credit card, say that we're not a rewards member, that we don't want a car wash, and which kind of gas we want, and then pump it ourselves. That's something that takes a little bit of getting used to for us. Another thing that's different when we go to the US is there are so many choices. At restaurants, there's a lot more drink options. Menus have things that we don't know what they are. And then in the grocery stores, there are so many things, shelves and shelves of different brands and styles and flavors. I think the first time we went into the grocery store in the US, we just walked around, checked out what there was, and walked out because we couldn't decide. Here in Nicaragua, we just have one option or maybe two of each kind of thing. So, and we also know what our drink options are most places and don't have to ask. So that's something that takes getting used to. Another thing that's a big difference is how to pay with credit cards in each country. Here in Nicaragua, oftentimes they still have the credit card machine behind the desk, so you have to hand over your credit card. Although in some major stores, you have the chip and the tap options, as well as swipe right there for the customer. But in the United States, there seems like there's more options, more people are doing different things, and there's so many self-serve options. So you have to pay attention to what people are doing around and then try to copy them. One thing that stood out to us in the US is that when we were in different areas of the Midwest, there was hardly anyone wearing masks. And there seemed to be very low COVID rates or other sicknesses at the time. And so it caught us off guard to see people without masks. But here in Nicaragua, almost everyone is wearing masks, and right now there's a COVID spike in our area. It's a requirement to go into stores or banks and a lot of restaurants, and just a lot of people wearing masks everywhere. Both ways we had to get used to those differences and the people that we see around us. Another big difference is that when we're in the United States, it's so quiet. Even with my parents at their house living near a highway, it was just a muffled background noise. Here, we live next to a highway and we hear the engine brakes of the trucks going by, all the animals in the trees, and their loud cacophony. And so it's hard to get used to the quiet there, and then it's hard to get used to the noise here. Something that was another culture shock in the US, but a happy one for us, was the option of Amazon 2-day shipping. You just click on it in the cart and it's there the next day or 2 days later. That was very exciting to get some stuff that way. Here in Nicaragua, we don't even have mail right now, and shipping packages is really difficult. So that was something we were really excited to enjoy in the US, and now we're kind of missing back in Nicaragua. Another big change when we go to the US is the amount of light there is in the day. Since we were there in the summer, it was getting light by 5 a.m. and it didn't get dark until after 9 p.m. Here in Nicaragua, we don't live that close to the equator, but the daylight doesn't change more than an hour. So usually it's getting light by 5:30 and it's dark by 6 or 6:30. In the US, because of the daylight time, then we noticed that we stayed up a lot later because our bodies hadn't said, hey, it's been a couple hours of darkness, you should go to bed. Whereas here, now that we're in Nicaragua, we go to bed a lot earlier, but we also wake up a lot earlier just because we're ready to go with the daylight. So those are some of the things that were different for us when we travel, and we notice those things when we've just taken a trip. We'd love to hear some of your stories or anecdotes about culture shock when you go to other places, or the things that seem strange to you in your home country when you return. And it's just kind of fun to think about the ways that things are done differently in different countries and appreciate the diversity of cultures that God made in our world. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.